Okay, thanks for joining me here on Voice of the Box. We've got Paul Tonelli, who some people, may know. He has some small radio show, which we'll get into later. But the reason we're talking to Paul today, first of all, I should back up. Thanks for taking a few minutes to join me here on Voice of the Box. Instead of me telling people what you do, because I know what you do, why don't you tell me what you do here at the 49ers as part of the game day operations?
Well, I pretty much do what you do in the press box, except it's with the PA system here at Candlestick Park. And Bob Sarlott does a lot of the PA announcing, the entertainment announcing, and things like that. And I take care of all the game announcements. So when you hear Frank Gore first down, that would be me on the PA.
The man is the voice of the stadium. He's making it sound so easy. I know it's not. Tell me what that's like to, obviously with your, good run in radio, you're probably not so nervous about being in front of a microphone, but hearing your voice for the first time booming across the 70,000 seat stadium, what was that like?
Well, it's pretty weird. I mean, I spent years listening to Dick Schofield at Kezar Stadium and here at Candlestick Park because he was the voice of the stadium from 1946 to 1989. Didn't miss a game. And to kind of come in, and then Hal Ramey did it for years, and now to come in after being a Niner fan for so many years, it's pretty surreal.
Yeah, no, I know there's only 32 of these jobs, and I know how you cherish it personally because I know a little bit of background about you, but not a whole lot. So not to scare you, but I know you're a 49er, obviously a big 49er fan for one, a native. Do some high school coaching, if I'm not mistaken. What's the biggest charge that you get out of doing what you do now?
Well, I just love being part of the game day experience and being in the press box and seeing guys like you and people associated with the game and the whole excitement of the game day process. Short of playing, which my football career ended thankfully after high school. Right. But just to be a part of the whole game day experience is pretty exciting.
Now, what I also like to do at Voice of the Box is really kind of take an educational bent for students. That's really the biggest piece that I enjoy, trying to give some information that might be useful to someone. Now, I know the PA job is kind of a rather unique sliver of what happens across NFL stadiums. Perhaps you can speak to something in your radio career where it's sports oriented. What kind of wisdom or advice were you given when you either broke into radio last year, or something that's maybe stuck with you that you might want to impart to someone else that's trying to get into either the radio side or the public address side? Anything that you can think of that might share some wisdom for someone looking to break into sports?
Well, there's obviously, a lot of practice involved, whether you do it on your own or confined studio time, whether you're going to a high school or a junior college and maybe they have an on-campus radio station or facilities you can practice. But I did get some valuable advice when I was at College of San Mateo. In San Mateo, I had a broadcasting teacher. I had just taken a broadcasting final doing an hour-long radio show, and he said, you might want to consider sales. So I didn't do that well. That was his advice. So my other advice on top of that would be don't take no for an answer. If you think you can do it and you have the determination, keep practicing. Eventually, I think people do kind of find their niche within the business because there are so many different things that you can do other than just be on the air. But, I did the small town route for a few years in Pocatello, Idaho, and just kind of stuck with it. Did some internships here in the Bay Area, very low-paying jobs for a number of years when I had friends who were doing pretty well in their late 20s, early 30s, and you just kind of stick it out. If you have the patience to do it, I think eventually you kind of find your path.
Now, again, let's kind of bring this back into the PA role. Is there any, I don't want to say association or not club, that's probably not the right word, but maybe there's some association that that you're aware of for people that want to maybe specialize in that PA role, people that do it at high school games or their sons' games. Is there any association online that you can become a member of that helps network for that?
Yeah, I'm not aware of that, but that's a great idea. That might be something to start up. I think you hit on a couple of very good things, whether you're talking about Pop Warner football or smaller sports, whether it's Little League or even into high school. I'm very impressed with some of the high school PA guys I hear around the league because I coach high school and I'm in different ballparks. And then even up to the small college level. I think there are different things that you could do while you're in college, offer, volunteer, stuff like that to kind of get ready for it, as well as some public speaking classes and things like that, because you have to be comfortable with your own voice. You have to be comfortable in front of a crowd as well.
Absolutely. The man uses his voice. We're going to try to shut it down a little bit. Paul Tonelli joining me right here on Voice of the Box. Thanks, Paul, for taking some time.
Thanks, Matt. I appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you, sir.